healthy. Like, you're not going to convince me that 300 pounds is actually healthy. It's not healthy. It's of course not healthy.
Do you worry though if you have to come off the drug? I mean, I watched the video of you being really transparent. Everybody can find it on your YouTube.
Mhm.
I mean, you had this moment at the end, which I think a lot of your audience teared up, and I did too, of just saying, like you said, I if I was being honest with myself, I hated the way I looked, and I thought about food 24/7. And that's what people say to me. They say, I don't want to do Ozempic, Sarah, but how do I stop thinking about food every day? Look, I did a mindful eating therapist who totally changed my life because completely. I recommend it. Oh my God. And I went to, I always tell this, and it's not an endorsement, Janine Roth, who's here in California.
Oh, yes. I love her books.
Women, Food, and God changed my life. The whole premise is, right, if we eat when we're not hungry, lots of times we are masked, unless, I mean, to your point, you had a medical condition. And I thought
I did, but
okay, well, close enough.
I'm not going to give myself too much credit. I did. And I got it through an endocrinologist. I didn't get this at like a med spa in the mall or something. Like, I did it the right way. And I was a great candidate for it, but it's also vanity. I mean, I could have done a different pill. Come on. I'm not going to bullshit people.
See, my thing is always, I tell people, and this was because I'd done so many diets, right? And I would lose the 30 pounds. And for a while, I would attract men that would never be attracted to me if I were 30 pounds heavier. But to me, it was like, being thin didn't ever solve anything for me. All the same, I still get hired and fired. I still had men leave me. So to me, the body positive movement is realizing, like, even when, I don't know, I mean, do you feel like you're so much happier than 2 years ago when you weighed 30 pounds more? Like, to me, I found it wasn't about being thin. It was like, what am I hungry for when I'm just stuffing my face? And for me, it was like, I hated the job I was at. I worked for a guy who was completely a narcissistic, toxic individual. I had to leave that job. I was never mourned the death of my dad. Like, there were so many other things. So I guess, where do you fall with that? Do you feel like you've done emotional work? Do you feel like, that
Yes,
you can love yourself if you gain the weight back?
No. No, I will be so incredibly disappointed in myself if I gain the weight back. It will be like an alcoholic starting to drink again. Like, how you would never ask an alcoholic, like, well, would you care if you started drinking again? Like, yeah, no, I would care. It was the cornerstone of everything that was bad about my life, and I am so much happier now. But listen, I'm happier because Ozempic, it's like it gives you that boost. It's like this little boom rocket fuel. But what you do with that and where you go with that is up to you. You can like pull a ripcord and go fast straight into a brick wall if you want to. So for me, changing my eating and working out and going to a lot of therapy, and because I was doing that, then I'm like, who are these fuck boys in my life? Who are these toxic friends? What is this ridiculous manager I have? Like, gone, 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 gone. So it was a domino effect. But I mean, that's personal responsibility. There's plenty of people who are going to get on it. I know people on it who couldn't lose weight on it. I was like, girl, I see what you're posting, that you're cooking. I see how much you're drinking. You have this incredible opportunity to like cut the line on this and like get such a boost and such a leg up, but you got to put your behavior with the drug's behavior. If it's just one, it's really not going to go that far.
What's your plan? I mean, you're, I guess, a person that probably, will you stay on it for life? Like, you'll do.
I'm afraid to go off it because I really don't want to feel like I felt when I was hypoglycemic and just crash after crash after crash. It was just really difficult. But I mean, if I'm honest, like, yeah, I'm afraid of going off of it. And it's not that I think I'm going to eat myself out of house and home, but the drug attacks part of your brain. Like, they use it for OCD. Also, my doctor said she gave it to a patient who was dealing with OCD. She's like, he didn't even have a weight issue, but it like shut off all of his obsessive compulsion. And that's how I feel. And so it's like, I'm afraid to going back to the thoughts about food. And even if I had not lost a single pound and it just turned off that part of me that was like, food, 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 food. Is there food over there? Where's the food? Where's the food? Where's the cookie? That would have been incredible without any weight loss. So I'm afraid of that part of it, because I don't know if that's something that comes from your brain, like, I don't know how to fix that. Like, how do you override what your brain is telling you? That's a difficult thing. And I'm sure that there's some answers. I just need to investigate them.
Well, I think a lot of people can relate to you. All right, let's talk about your amazing courses that you offer. And plus your Shalligators, which is what you call your legions of fans who get to travel with you. No, you do. You have this amazing, just following that's unbelievable.
They're the best.
You do trips. You were just in Paris with your fans. I mean, I love that you're so accessible. I'm like, oh, fuck, I got to get my act together and go to Italy with the Frasiacs. But I haven't done it. Anyway, I'm like, okay, come to LA, Frasiacs. But anyway, also, by the way, I need a new name for my fans because I don't think anyone wants to be a Frasiac because it implies that you're nuts. I just think the Shalligators.
I like that. Well, ours implies that we're dangerous, which we are. So it implies that we're dinosaurs. We survive. We're in swamps. You don't see us until it's too late. Yeah, that's all pretty accurate.
Well, maybe the Frasiacs, we are like united. Maybe we have a positive crazy. All right. Maybe I'm coming around.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, we'll come up with something. Ask your people. Like I ask my girls all the time. It's like, what should we do for this? What should we do for that? Like ask your people. Like put a question on Instagram. Be like, what should we call ourselves? Let's come up with a name.
Okay. You know what? We'll do that. But tell me about, look, we can go on trips. Your website is shallonlester.com if people want to find you there, but you also have these amazing courses. You're helping people find love, right?
Yes. So I have 2 courses. I have a course called Get Him Back, your 5-step manipulation master plan. So you can use this to get your ex back if you need to like kind of just hit a reset button on the dynamic, whether you had a messy breakup. A messy breakup will actually work in your favor more than a sane breakup. I'll tell you why. Or if you're in a situationship with a fuckboy and you need to get your power back, if you broke up with someone a long time ago and you want to kind of see if there's something still there, or you could interpret it as get him back. So either way, you are going to get something out of this. It's just kind of a crash course in seduction and shadow work and shadow self and manipulate. I don't want to use the term manipulation in a negative way. Charm is manipulation. Flirtation is manipulation. Sales is manipulation. So if you need to flirt, charm, sell, date, whatever, it's going to help you. And then the second one is called Happy Endings. It's how to find love on dating apps. And it's 5 days, 5 videos. It gets texted straight to your phone. And you can find all these at the link in my Instagram bio. That's the best place. And I'm telling you exactly what to put in your bio, like word for word. The 5 pictures a guy wants to see, the guy not to swipe on, how to take it offline, how to get it into the actual date so you're not just a pen pal, and how to act on a date. Because we think we know, but then if we're not getting second dates, what are we doing wrong?
Yeah, that's so good. God, I wish I'd had you when I was single. I would have been curious what I was doing wrong the second date.
Oh, I was doing it wrong too. I was like at the table over from you being like, blah, 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 blah. It's just like a chaos machine. So I was learning everything the hard way. Don't worry.
By the way, you've had some pictures like in the past couple of months. You're with this like hot guy who looks very Yellowstone. Is this like a boyfriend or like a model? What's your status?
Oh, I am single right now. I am recently single. That just called it quits. And I don't know. I'm excited for the summer. I'm going to Europe. Well, I say I'm so single. In 1 week, I'm going to Europe for Formula One for 2 weeks with a nice gentleman, but he's super private. So he won't let me post him at all, but he's like, yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
Oh my God. Well, look, and I love you, you're transparent. You've been married and divorced. You have great experience of what marriage is like too. And then, getting back out there. And I mean, Shallon has been on a yacht taking hot, sexy pictures. I'm like, bitch, where are you? I want this Revolve dress. And whose yacht are we on? Because can you invite girlfriends? This is amazing.
That one night I was on the Walton's yacht, actually. That was fun.
Like the Waltons, are they the ones that they're Walmart, right? They own the. Oh my God,
such nice people,
I bet, really, and it helps me have a yacht. It's even they're even nicer. Like I love it. It turns out I've never said anything bad about someone who owns a yacht. They really are amazing.
Yeah. $300 million yacht. It's crazy.
You can come back. I mean, I want you to come back. You did an article for New York Post a couple of years ago, having success as an influencer. I mean, next time come and just talk about where influencers are at.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you, and people ask me all the time how you make money podcasting.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Tricky until you figure it out. And I mean, girl, you've been making those coins. I mean, I want all your tips. I love it.
I will totally give them to you. Like, I'm totally fine. There's, with being an influencer and a podcaster, I always say there's enough seats at the table. Like, people don't need to be like, man, like Gollum with the ring about this information. We're all in a frontier. I literally live in a frontier in Montana, and the Montana spirit is like, we help each other, because you're not coming to take my land. I'm not coming to take yours. It's all good. So we can help each other. So I always like to help people become influencers. I mean, if they're doing the exact same content I'm doing, maybe not, but other than that, like, sure.
Well, I don't see anybody, nobody can be you. I just don't. I don't see many people who are willing. I think a lot of people want to say what you're saying, but like you said, it's hard. It's very scary. And even I still have moments. Like, I feel like turning 40 really changed a lot of things for me. And at the end of the day, I don't really give a fuck anymore about, like, if this all went away, all I give a shit about is my husband and my son, so I'm and I think for me, if I put that into perspective, it's like, if somebody hates me and thinks I'm phobic or whatever, it's like, I don't give a shit, now I don't.
Totally. Totally. And I feel for people who they're trying to get their influencer, their creator, their YouTuber, podcaster, but they still have a full-time job. Yes. So it's like, it's this loop they're caught in. You get that audience by being super real and super authentic, but you can't do that if you have a job, but you can't ever have it be your full-time job unless you can be authentic. It just goes back and forth. And I was lucky at Star. No one cared what I was doing. No one cared.
We're very lucky.
I know.
You're very lucky.
I really was. But this was also like pre-cancel, pre-woke, like 2018, 2019. It's so inappropriate that jobs are looking at people's social media and what they're doing on the side. Like, if you paid these people enough, maybe they wouldn't have to have a side hustle. You shouldn't get a vote. It's ridiculous what the American worker has permitted to happen.
My God, Shallon Lester, we'll leave it there. Follow her on Instagram. Love you. Thank you so
Love
much.
You. Love you.
Oh,